Feel like lightning when you lie to me. Can't trust a soul, I'm dealing silently, silently. We fall out like leaves on autumn trees. Wish I could be what I ought to be, ought to be.
I don't wanna focus on the problems, just let the color moving, touch and live and toss it. I'ma be the only one to finish what it started. The living legacy until you're better come a doctor. Hollow with a business, I think you gotta watch how it's started. I'm reaching on my face, though it's sharp as my wallet. Kissing on my neck, I got it lost in my conscience. Sipping on the wish you wanna go for an island. Please save me. It's been so hard lately. It's just starting on, it's driving me crazy. Get the bigger part, it's hard being lazy. Like you would know.
Feel like lightning when you lie to me. Can't trust a soul, I'm dealing silently, silently. We fall out like leaves on autumn trees. Wish I could be what I ought to be, ought to be.
Wanna be myself. I don't wanna fuck around, just wanna be myself. You should probably settle down, I want it to your help. Focus on my freedom like I'm left inside a cell. See it to believe it while believing in a spell. Demon only people know my feelings in the well. Even though my feelings never speaking on the hell. Let me give it pieces, they retreated when I fell. Oh yeah, God please save me. It's been so hard lately. It's just starting on, it's driving me crazy. Get the bigger part, it's hard being lazy. Like you would know.
Feel like lightning when you lie to me. Can't trust a soul, I'm dealing silently, silently. We fall out like leaves on autumn trees. Wish I could be what I ought to be, ought to be.
Talk like you know me. 'Cause I fuck you lonely. Prefer being lonely. I've been trapped with success. Like you would know.
Feel like lightning when you lie to me. Can't trust a soul, I'm dealing silently, silently. We fall out like leaves on autumn trees. Wish I could be what I ought to be, ought to be. Feel like lightning when you lie to me. Can't trust a soul, I'm dealing silently, silently. We fall out like leaves on autumn trees. Wish I could be what I ought to be, ought to be.
Hello, 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 low, low, low. Am I coming in? Because I've been muting my mic when I start my stream. So it's not muted. You can hear me? Cool. Good. Welcome to the stream. I'm Saggy Mouse Live. This is Saggy Mouse channel. You know the spiel. I'm not going to, keep going. Oh, hey, I got to press this button. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm bored today. If y'all haven't noticed, I'm very bored. Today was a very boring day. And then I was like, what can I talk about? What can I talk about today? And I was like, you know what? I talked about a lot of topics. I never really did a lot of reacting to stuff. So I'm going to react to stuff. And this is what I chose to react to. Because as much as I talked about, the stuff with Ezra Miller and DC stuff, I never actually really dived into the reactions on YouTube of people. So that's what we're going to do. Hello, chat. How are you, beautiful people? I'm still combating a severe headache. It is kind of gone, still there. I expect it to return at some point, probably after the stream. I expect it to come back with a vengeance. But it's okay now, for those of you who are on Twitter and saw me talk about my headaches that I've been having. But it's all right. I can function right now. That's why I was bored all day, because I was literally combating a massive migraine. But it's calmed down a bit. So, yeah, we're going to react to some videos that I have found. I just typed it in. I'm like, let's see what we can find. And react to people reacting to Ezra Miller staying on as the Flash, at least for the Flash movie. We'll start with this guy. Comic book cast. We'll start with comic book cast. Let's see what 2-minute video. Let's see what comic book cast has to say. I'm gonna just dive right into it. Right?
James Gunn says that there's a chance that Ezra Miller will be staying as the Flash in the new DCU if the actor doesn't cause any more problems or outbursts.
Yeah, I like it. Hey.
Okay, so
too short of an intro.
I don't know what to say here. Again, second chances, third chances, whatever you will, that's fine. The problem with Ezra Miller and this whole thing is that people have already written that film off because of all the things that Ezra Miller.
No, they haven't written that film off. They have not written that film off. That film, unfortunately, whether you like to believe it or not, that film starts the reboot. That film starts the reboot. It's not written off. It's the reboot. So it's not written off. A lot of people are actually, as much as they hate to admit it, they're looking forward to seeing it because they want to see what they're going to reboot. Because if y'all remember, DC, James Gunn said, not every character, not every story arc is getting a reboot. You know? So it's a soft reboot, guys. So now people are curious to see, well, what are they going to reboot? What are they going to reboot? Like, are they keeping Ezra? Are they keeping Jason Momoa? Are they keeping Gal Gadot? We already know they're not keeping Henry Cavill. We already know that they're not keeping Ben Affleck. So, like, are they actually going to keep Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa and Ezra? That's the thing people are wanting to know. So they have not written this movie off, sir. You are incorrect.
Has been involved. That's always a problem. That's always going to be brought up. That's always going to be in the spotlight. And there's always chances of relapsing or worse. Now, when I say that,
I was going to say, what's worse than the relapse? Like, what do you mean worse?
I want people to understand something. So please listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Robert Downey Jr. had tons of baggage and problems, went to jail, abuser and all this, substance abuse and all that. Fixed his life up with the success of Iron Man, has never relapsed. So it is very possible. So I don't want to sit here and say it's not possible for Ezra to fully recover, straighten up, and become this stand-up person in Hollywood that everybody goes, that's how you fix your career. That's a great example. But there's always the potential that they could say, all right, the Flash is a success, Ezra is staying. And suddenly there's one of these after parties or the actor is somewhere out and about, something bad happens, and now you've already committed to the actor staying in a couple of roles or making cameos, and you're back.
Sir, that's not how it works. Sir, that's not how it works. Using Robert Downey Jr. as your example, which I've used too many times. You don't think Robert, after he came back from his success of Iron Man, wasn't going to after parties where there was alcohol and probably drug use around, and he still is fine? If you're gonna hold that standard, maybe hold it for Robert too, because you basically like, yeah, he did great. Now, if Ezra does relapse, as this gentleman is fearful that Ezra might do, they will not keep Ezra. So what do you mean? They're not going to keep Ezra. That's not what's going to happen. Again, this all comes down to contracts as well. People keep forgetting contracts are a thing. And contracts have agreements. By the way, thank you, Drew B. Was that a thing? Hold on, let me check real quick. But as I'm checking that, I will say, like, yeah, he's wrong here. He's definitely wrong here. Because if Ezra messes up, then Ezra's out. It's one of those things where I think that DC is at, like, WBD is at that point where they're like, listen, if you mess up again, you're out. You're getting a chance here. And if you don't, do well and you relapse, you're out. So I don't think that's something people need to worry about. Why does it say, oh, Drew B became a member? Okay, well, it was the thing. Thank you for becoming a member. I was just making sure it wasn't like one of those member chats because StreamYard doesn't show you. But thank you so much for becoming a member. And hello to everybody who's just coming in. Hello, Nintendo Mail. You're not too late. You're fine. Thank you, everybody. We just started Nintendo. If everyone else wrote off The Flash, people wouldn't be arguing on Twitter about who's coming back and who isn't, who's in the movie or not, and what reshoots they're doing. Yes, exactly. Reboot Saggy's Chromebook, says Jim. Yeah, you got jokes. the whole world of hate videos on YouTube, and you choose Miller, you are really a poopy head. I know. This is what I do. This is what I do. But anyways, my point being is he's wrong. This guy is very wrong. We're gonna listen to how wrong he is.
You backed up into a corner and against a wall, and now you got to answer for it because all the signs were there before. You chose to ignore it and gamble the future of the character, and now the character is once again potentially ruined. And what do? That's the problem to me. So
okay, again, he's wrong. Again, he's wrong. Say StreamYard. Again, he's wrong. Okay. We don't know. The what was said is the door is still opened for Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, and Ezra Miller. That doesn't mean that Ezra is guaranteed to make other movies or cameos. It just says the door's open. Now, it is possible that Ezra's going to stay for The Flash and maybe do some cameos. That is possible. But again, cameos are easy to cancel than a whole feature film. I mean, it's possible that Robert could relapse at any given moment in time. Ben Affleck did after he shot the Justice League movie. Ben Affleck relapsed, and he got his life back on track quite quickly. So again, you're assuming to know the future based on okay, and then they're like, oh, they saw the signs and they chose to ignore it. They didn't choose to ignore it. They did not ignore it. You're assuming they ignored it. Just because they didn't make statements to let you know what was going on doesn't mean anything was not going on. Again, people like to talk about things as if they know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know. They could have ignored it, sure, but I guarantee you they didn't. They just didn't publicize it. Ezra was already in the headlines. They were looking to DC for answers. You guys got or WB, whatever. You guys got answers for this? You guys got answers for this? They didn't want to say nothing. My guess is because they were handling it behind the scenes, figuring out what was going on, with Ezra. And then they made an arrangement. They made a deal. That's my theory. But to say that they ignored it, I don't think they ignored it. How could you ignore it? They definitely did not ignore what was going on with Ezra Miller. I'll tell you that right now. They definitely did not ignore it. They just didn't make it public what was going on with the situation with Ezra. So, again, you're wrong. Very wrong.
So I wish the best for Ezra Miller. A recovery, no relapse, straighten up, become a model, become what most people want Ezra to become. And that's somebody that levels out and goes, you know what? I own up to my mistakes. I'm going to try to do better. But there's always the risk that things could go south and fast. And I don't know if keeping Ezra is going to be the smart solution. Just because, 1, the age, 2, the experience, so far 3, it's been nonstop problems. Again, I'll compare it to Robert Downey Jr., but, he got out. And then...
I can't. I can't. Like, again, I go to Robert Downey Jr., who literally had similar things happen with him, and he relapsed, and then he came back, and he did Iron Man, and he's been on the straight and narrow because, Marvel gave Robert Downey Jr. a chance to make sure he's good, and they took a risk with Robert. And it turned out okay. So what is the problem? The age, the inexperience? What do you mean the age and inexperience? You do realize, actors start their careers young. They grow. They have to, learn and grow and make mistakes so they can continue to learn and grow. But, movie fanatics don't give a crap. It's like they act like they do, but they really don't. But that was that video. Let's see. I've never heard of this guy before, and wow, 510,000 subscribers. The video got 16,000 views. Good for you. Good for you, sir. Good for you. All right. Oh, this is a panel of people. And this is 5 minutes and 40. Okay, let's watch this one. 274 views. God damn. This is the Critical Drinker. I've heard of the Critical Drinker. Oh, this should be fun. This should be fun. I love how it's
the other thing I was going to bring up.
Oh boy.
You know, we all know, gentlemen, that DC on film has been a tightly run ship that's been really, you know, really effective up until this point. They've got a coherent plan, and it's all gone great.
Amazing.
But yeah, there has been little rumbles.
Wait, hold on. Who here watches $3 Theater? Is this the guy that we reacted to that was talking about how Hollywood was like demasculating men and stuff? Or talking about how Hollywood was like making men look like bitches or something? Is that who that was? Because that voice sounds familiar and the name. Is that who this is? Wait, what did Comcast do to you, Saggy? Is that who that is? Did anyone watch that $3 Theater stream? The critical drinker is a craphead. Yes. Oh, so this is the guy. This is the guy that we reacted to on $3 Theater, who made a video about how Hollywood was like demasculating men. Okay, cool. Saggy is simping for Ezra again. No, I'm just reacting to videos. Why is it always simping? Wah. Every time I talk about Ezra, I always get that one comment. Saggy's simping for Ezra every time. Can you guys at least get something new? Don't spam it either, because that's how you get your ass booted out. Don't start spamming, though. You can say it, but you don't gotta spam it. I read it the first time. All right, let's see what these people have to say.
That things may be changing based on the fact that they fired basically everyone and like recast all their actors and pretty much every movie that they've got going. But there's one which may be staying, and that is the one and only Ezra Miller, which I think is fantastic. I could just, well, it's probably easier if I just bring it up actually, so we can all share in it. Just give me 1 second.
Bask in it.
I mean, it has
Bask
to
in the
this
madness.
No, it's because I was bored.
Like,
Yeah.
we filmed it, we can't cancel it.
I mean, it could be an element of that. So apparently Warner Brothers is reportedly willing to move forward with Ezra Miller, because if there's one actor you can rely on amongst your whole lineup, it's Ezra Miller.
By the way, I love how they're like, oh, well, we can't cancel a film. Yeah, no shit. I said this from the very beginning. No matter what, the chances of them, like, the only thing they could do with this situation is cancel the movie. They weren't going to reshoot the movie. The only option that they would have had to do is cancel the movie. They were not going to spend more money to reshoot a movie that they already put money into. Ezra already got paid. They're not getting that money back from Ezra. So they weren't going to cancel the movie. So I love how when people say that, like, it's like a shock that they didn't cancel the movie. Yeah, they weren't going to cancel them. They put so much money into that. Like, they put a lot of money into that. The only option they would have had is to cancel it. They weren't gonna, oh, well, they could do reshoots. They could have done reshoots. They could have, yeah. Do you know how much time that would have taken to find another actor to cast? They'd have to reshoot. They'd have to now pay that actor. It would have just been a lot. They weren't gonna do that.
Not the one that everybody likes and wants to stay around now.
It's like,
keep the other.
Why keep Cavill? Why keep Gal Gadot? You know, why keep Affleck or anyone else? You've got Ezra Miller, who hasn't kidnapped anyone or assaulted anyone in at least 2 weeks, possibly even 3.
Man. Just give it a week.
Ezra never kidnapped anyone, by the way.
WB reportedly willing to move forward with Amber Heard. We're like, why? Dude.
Like, we live in the worst timeline. But yeah, sources have told Variety that some Warner Brothers Discovery executives are still willing to work with Miller. According to the report, this is the best part. The fact that Miller has stayed out of trouble since they began mental health treatment last summer has reopened the door to Miller appearing as the Flash again in the future.
Man.
So all you have to do is not get arrested and not kidnap people for a few months, and you're all good.
I should have, like...
Again, Ezra never kidnapped anybody. But okay. I love when they talk about the mental health, they start laughing. Because mental health's funny. It's funny to people. They don't care about mental health. God forbid anyone they know goes through mental health issues. I'm sure they have known people who've had mental health issues and acted out. Again, not an excuse, but it's like that when people laugh when they bring up the whole mental health thing, and these are the type of people who literally do this whole woke stuff, where people with mental health, that's also like a woke thing. Everything is mental health, though. I mean, no, not everything is mental health. Clearly, you could tell when somebody like Ezra was going through all the stuff they were going through. I even knew back then when I first covered Ezra Miller, and I was like, what the hell is this actor doing? Like, what is this actor doing? Why is this actor doing something? Something's not right. Something's not right with this actor. Something mentally is not clicking right now. So, I mean, everything isn't mental health, but that was clearly a mental health thing. You could tell. You don't even have to be really a person who's in the field to tell that something was mentally going on with somebody when they were going like crazy in Hawaii. And like, I get it. Like, there was a lot of people who were provoking Ezra, but like the reaction, the way that they responded, it's like that's somebody who's like their anger is getting the better of them. Their emotions are getting the better of them. That's how I know. Like, my emotions do that all the time. When I'm feeling some type of way, do not test me, because my logic and morals and reasoning goes out the window. I will throw down. Like, that's just how it is. When you're dealing with somebody who's mentally not well, you poke them and they're gonna push back. And it doesn't help when there is alcohol or drugs involved. And this all happened in bars in Hawaii, so there was alcohol involved. People are drunk on both sides of the argument here, and people act stupid. Ezra was going to war with Hawaii. It felt like that, huh? It definitely did feel like that. But God forbid somebody's like, yeah, I have a problem, I'm getting help, and everyone's like, you blame me on your mental health. It's like, it's not a blame, it's literally what happened. It's called a reason, people. Just because I tell you that this is the reason why I'm doing this, it's not me being saying I'm excusing this behavior. I'm saying, no, this is why I did this. I'm having a mental health issue. I'm not mentally well. I'm letting you know what's going on, and I'm getting help. It's not an excuse. I'm telling you what's wrong with me so that you know there's something wrong with me. Oh, that's an excuse. You're using it as a shield. No, I'm literally just telling you why things happened. I used to hate, my mom used to do that shit to me all the time. Like, I try to explain to her why things happen. She's like, you're excusing me. I'm like, no, bitch, I'm trying to explain to you what the fuck happened. It's not an excuse. I'm just trying to explain to you how we got from point A to point B. That's the whole thing. It's an explanation so you understand, so we know how to not have it happen again. But it's an excuse, right? It's an excuse. It's not an excuse. Mental health is not an excuse. It's a fucking explanation. If somebody tells you they have mental health issues and that's the why they were being a shitty person, the next follow-up question is, well, get some help so you're less of a shitty person. Simple as that. Simple as that.
I have like thousands of notes in my letterbox when I'm coming home in a week. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
in that amount of time.
It's an interesting one as well, though, because there's possibly an element of the Flash movie is still coming out, and if we just straight up tell people we're going to can this whole thing once this movie's out, clearly there's no incentive to go see it. But surely anyone with an ounce of common sense knows that this can't possibly have a future. This character, this series, it's got to be done. It's a weird one.
I don't even know how he got cast as the role. This is a guy who's meant to rule the Flash, whose sole power is running fast, and he can't run. I've never seen anyone run like this guy does, with like a weird wavy arm out to the
they told him
side.
to do that.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen that?
Astonishes me.
Have you seen the Batgirl run from the behind the scenes footage?
Yes.
That was on the Reds on Twitter.
Okay, that is fine. Why are they making superheroes run weird? Is that like a thing? Why did they make superheroes run weird? That is a weird run. Listen, but remember when everyone was big in the anime and Naruto and everyone did the Naruto run? Naruto run! Everyone's Naruto running. it's very strange. I will say that it's very very strange why they're making people run weird. It's like, I mean, listen, that was my biggest grievance with Ezra. Like, why did they make Ezra run like that? Like, that was my thing too. I can't even disagree with that. I thought it was a very weird way to run, but here we are. So, I mean, whatever. I think I just got used to the weird ass run. I don't know. I got used to it. It just I mean, so I looked up why they made Ezra run like that. And like Ezra did take some inspirations from certain, I forgot what it was. It's like not yoga moves. Andy, if you're in the chat, can you maybe remind me? Because I know that Ezra looked into like incorporated some kind of like moves into that run. I mean, it still looks weird. I'm not even gonna lie. It looks weird. Ezra, I don't think Ezra actually runs like that. Nobody actually runs like that, guys. I can't imagine someone like legitimately running like that. Oh, okay, it was a form of martial arts. I thought it was that. I was like, it's gotta be a form of thing. Yes. So Ezra did incorporate like what martial arts? It wasn't martial arts movement, but it was still a weird run, and I can understand that criticism because you don't see people run like that. You don't see anybody run like that. It was interesting. And here's the thing: when people are like, who casted Ezra? Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder casted Ezra. You know, Zack Snyder, who everybody like loves the Snyder Cut. Till this day, people are still fighting to get the Snyder Cut or the Snyderverse happening. Yeah, Zack casted Ezra. So I always love that too when they like people shit on these actors. I'm like, you know that they get casted, right? You can't blame the actor. You gotta blame the person who casted them for the role. Just throw that out there because you know they did have to audition. So yeah. His casting was terrible from the beginning. I mean, again, Zack casted him. I didn't mind him as Barry Allen, like when he wasn't in the suit. Like, I didn't mind his acting. I don't mind Ezra's acting. For the Flash, I don't particularly mind it. I mean, again, we also have Grant Gustin, if y'all are that pressed. I like Grant Gustin's Flash. I think he's a great Flash. But I mean, I don't mind. Do you think Gal Gadot is a good actress? In some things, yes. Not in everything. I think that that movie, what the hell was that movie with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds that she was in? I didn't really care for her in that one, to be honest with you. Why isn't Flash's girlfriend in Flashpoint? Oh, Iris is in the Flash movie. Zack was not good at casting. What do you mean? He casted Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. What do you mean? Jason Momoa? They all got casted by Zack. Red Notice, that was it. Yes, Red Notice, thank you. I didn't like Gal Gadot much in Red Notice. I didn't think her acting was that great at all. The whole Snyderverse is trash. Abomination. AJ, we agree. We 100% agree there. No doubt about that, darling. Am I finally blocked Saggy over her takes? What? Listen, I'm not as critical and harsh as everybody else is when it comes to movie talk. That's why everyone thinks I have bad takes. Like, I don't have bad takes. I just have different tastes in things that I am okay with in entertainment. Like, that's the biggest difference. These are all opinions at the end of the day. No one should be that mad if I like something or I think that Ezra's good in this or Ezra's not good in that. Like, it doesn't matter. I just think that sometimes criticism is a little too harsh when it doesn't need to be. Like, yeah, I understand the criticism. Ezra is not the best Flash. I can openly say I can understand why people think Ezra is not the best Flash. But I'm not going to, like, hate Ezra and think that they should just, like, be Flash pointed out of existence just because the rest of the internet does not like Ezra. Like, I don't care. How dare I have opinions that are different from everybody else's, right? How dare I? But this run, like, why are you going to have a woman run like that? That's so funny.
Oh, when they put out
run
the picture
that
of her
bad?
Costume. Like, did you see that earlier in the week? Her costume, and
the bat symbol was like flaking off her her top.
Yeah, there was bits on her legs, like the supposed armor that was like glued down. The corners of that were coming off, and I always thought, you know, sort of, you can get kind of cheap cosplay. There's just skin suits that are printed on.
Yeah.
I was like, never really impressed with them until I saw that costume. I was like, actually, it's not that different from what Hollywood uses, because they just printed it on and then stuck bits over the top.
It honestly looks like that, where it's like she's got her underwear on beneath it, and then it's just like a morph suit or something that's been put on the top with like, you know, printed on muscles or whatever, and like that's all she was given. It's so cheap looking. And that's meant to be her final costume or like her final form.
I can't disagree with what they're saying about the costume.
Will always remind me of that one porn director where people were asking, how do your costumes look so good? And he just tweeted out, it's like, oh, it's because I give a shit.
Of course, they zoom on the tatas.
Something along those lines. I was like, damn.
I'll see if I can bring it up actually, just to give people an idea if they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I will say this.
It's the bat symbol that got me. Like, it's the.
I will say this to their point. I mean, there are cosplayers who have amazing costumes compared to some Hollywood stuff. That's actually true. I've seen some nasty, disgustingly talented cosplayers make amazing costumes that would make Hollywood. Like, you guys got to start hiring those people. That's start hiring these costume designers, man, because I don't know what you guys are doing, but some of your costumes, yeah. That to me, by the way, the fact that this guy saw that, y'all were looking at that woman's titties too hard. Y'all were looking at that tatas way too closely. The people who saw the test screening for Batgirl did say it was great, but looked cheap. Yikes. I actually enjoy Drinker and Mahler. Other two people, not sure who they are. I think if this is the same critical Drinker, I think we reacted to one of his videos about how like Hollywood is making men look like bitches. I'm like, what? And like his argument was very weak. Like one of his arguments was, look at these two guys talking. There's no conflict here and nothing, and they're just having a good. And the one guy is a bad guy, and the other guy is not a bad guy. So they're having a civil discourse, and that is demasculating men. I'm like, sir, have you never had like a conversation with anyone in your life? Tell me you haven't talked to people without telling me you haven't talked to people. The fact that was a argument, a point in his argument of why Hollywood is making men look weak or whatever is that two men who are enemies are having a civil discourse. Like that was the craziest point I've heard anyone say. Like, men, you're a bunch of bitches if you could actually sit down and have a civil conversation with somebody else that you don't like or agree with. How dare you? How dare you? That was a point. I was floored. I was floored. I couldn't believe that I heard that, and I was just like, wow, these people, man.
It's the centerpiece. It's what everyone's going to look at, and even that wasn't glued on correctly. It was the ultimate summary of just, we'll fix it in post. Doesn't matter. It's going to be CGI'd over the top of anyway.
It'll look like something.
It's like The Simpsons. There's a bit in that where they're talking about the movie industry. It's like, why are you filming cows as sheep? It's like, well, cows don't look like cows on camera, so they look more like sheep.
It's like, how'd you do horses? We usually tape a bunch of cats together. Yeah, there it is. It's just like,
yeah, this looks so bad.
It does not look good.
Rice.
It does not look good.
I don't even have words.
It's supposed to be a scarecrow version or something.
All right, I think we just talk about that. Okay,
I hate it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it with the Ezra Miller stuff. Okay. Whoa, that was weird. Did Saggy get her Drinker opinions from Jarbo and RJ? I didn't get my opinions from that. I just remember we were reacting and I thought it was this guy. I might be wrong, but it was a video about like how Hollywood is demasculating men and shit. And like I said, one of the points was like he had really weak and not realistic arguments. And some of the movies that he'd give examples of how a movie or a TV show made men look like stupid or whatever. It was just weird. It was just really weird. How's my head doing? It's okay. It's getting a little like I'm feeling it do some stuff. But yeah, it's unfair as wait, what? Wow, these people just say it out there. Fuck them. Ezra Miller rages after being fired from The Flash. Where I love some of these things, like you guys are clickbait. Fucking clickbait. All right, this was a month ago. Tyrone Magnus. I heard that name before. What up, Tyrone Magnus? Let's see what Tyrone Magnus has to say. Oh, I can't wait for this. Hit it with me. Hit me with it. Tyrone Magnus.
And there's some funny news. Isn't this some funny news? So Ezra Miller may continue as the Flash in James Gunn's new.
I don't know why. Like, I know why because people got some issue with Tyrone Magnus, but he handsome as hell. Can I just say that? He got some nice eyes. He's got some good skin, nice and clean, nice and smooth. All right, let me just stop simping for Tyrone.
New DCU.
Let's
see what their reasoning is for this.
Got some pretty ass eyes. I can't.
Sure,
he does got some nice eyes. I'm simping a little.
It's nothing like that. A new report revealed it may not be. Seriously. Y'all sent this to me, and I know a ton of people want him out. At this point, the way I feel about all the mayhem that has been going on with the MCU and with the DCEU, now the DCU, I don't care. That's how I am right now. All I want, they have beat me down so much as a fan. I just want good entertainment. That's it.
That's fair. I'm not even gonna front. That's fair. Now she's sipping. What? I can't compliment a brother's nice eyes. Damn. Why can't I get people compliments? I can't get people compliments. Damn. Y'all are just me. No, I know there's a lot of people. I've heard Tyrone Magnus. A lot of people don't like Tyrone Magnus. I don't know why. I know the name. I just don't know who he is. So I'm not gonna judge because I don't know. You guys know me. I don't do that whole bull crap where just because a bunch of people don't like someone that I have to not like someone. I have nothing against Tyrone Magnus. I think he's very pretty. He instantly blocks people who have disagreements until, oh, yeah, I can see if that's a reason why people wouldn't like somebody. That I can understand. It's a level to sip. There's a level to sipping. Well, thank you. Thank you for educating me on the levels. I'm on the low level of sipping. But he blocks people who have disagreements. Oh no. Okay, I guess that's why people don't like him. Okay. What control is? I can't give a man a compliment. Lunchbox. What do you mean? Nope, no compliments from the Chromebook. I was gonna say I missed you, Lunchbox, and then you said that, and now I don't miss you no more. You took it away. You took the sting away. He's gorgeous, but he's an asshole. Damn. I mean, he still is. He's still pretty, but let's continue.
Make movies great again. That's all I want. Just make them great again. I've seen what these guys can do. They're great people.
Is he doing a Donald Trump impersonation? Sweet bye. No, Lunchbox, come back. Come back, Lunchbox. Is he doing a Trump impersonation? It's hilarious. I've never heard of anyone not like him. I've heard in certain networks that he is not liked in certain groups, but I don't know him and I don't know the drama. I don't care. I don't personally give a crap if people don't like somebody. I don't even think he cares if people don't like him. But I have to agree with him. I think that the focus should be, we just want good entertainment. The fans should want good entertainment and good projects. That should be the focus. I think when it happens is like that. That's the thing. Like when we get all these headlines and stuff of all this drama in the news, people freak out, justifiably so sometimes. But yeah, people just want good entertainment. They've been saying that for a long time. Just give fans and people, because it's not just fans, general audience likes this shit too. Just give us good entertainment. Stop dicking us around. I honestly can say that because this was a while ago, by the way. This is not, I don't think this is, let me see the date on this. I don't think this was the, around the time the slate was announced. Yeah, it was a month ago. So the slate was announced recently. So this was before the slate, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. My headache's coming back a little bit. But the slate looks promising as far as like when it comes to give us good entertainment. James Gunn's like, hold my beer, and I'm going to actually introduce some new DC characters that y'all ain't heard of before. And some of the fans are going to be excited because the fans probably have heard of them before because they're fans, right? They're fans of DC properties, so they would recognize them. But see, this is why I have to explain to people who don't understand. When it comes to business, I know we always got to talk about business because a lot of people don't understand business. When it comes to business, these production companies always have to think about how much money they are expecting to get back, like how much money that they hope that these projects can make them. And easy money is the stuff that has consistently gotten good money back returns for them. So when it comes to DC, we already know that the properties that bring back the biggest bucks for them are Superman and Batman. Easy money, right? And for a long time, it worked for them. It worked for them. They were making money. All the Batman movies that came out, even the bad ones, still made them some money. They were happy. Then they had competition. Because before, DC, when it came to the movies with the Batman, the Supermans, they didn't have much competition. Okay? It wasn't until Marvel Studios popped up, it was like, well, we're bringing you Iron Man. We're bringing you Thor. We're bringing you Doctor Strange. And we're bringing you the Avengers. And then we're bringing you Guardians of the Galaxy. And DC's like, shit. We spent so much time focusing on Batman and Superman. We never really properly brought in any of the other characters from the Justice League, because the Justice League's basically Avengers, let's be real, right? So they didn't really have much competition, and now they do. Because now in the superhero movie game, they finally have a competitor, and that's Marvel. So now they had to think, well, what characters can we introduce that might make us the money that we've been getting from Batman and Superman? Well, what about Aquaman? Do you think we can do an Aquaman movie and make it good and it'll make us money? Do you think we can do a Wonder Woman movie and make money? Because that's what they have to do. They have to do the Marvel formula. They have to have their standalone films to introduce the characters before they bring them together for the Avengers-style movie project. So they had to pick the ones that they thought that would make them the most money. So that's why we got the Aquaman, the Wonder Woman, right? So that's what it is. It's business. So seeing that Gunn, and this is why Gunn's a perfect pick, right? Because DC wants to be on that level that Marvel was at. Marvel had a good start, and they kept going for a while. They had a good going because, number one, they were new. We were finally getting new superhero movies, right? So a lot of people like, oh, Marvel's making movies now. We got to check them out. We got to see what they got going on. So Gunn, who took characters like Guardians of the Galaxy and made it into a good movie, a good franchise for Marvel, is probably the best option to get DC to kind of get or attempt to try to get on Marvel's level. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to. And I agree with a lot of people when they say DC needs to stop trying to be Marvel. 100% agree. DC needs to be DC. But they have to make money. In companies, in businesses, they go for what makes them money, not the creativity. That's the problem, right? It's because it's about money. That's the focus. And I think Gunn might change that a little bit, so we'll see. How are they trying to be like Marvel? Because, like I said, their top performing characters, their IPs they owned was Batman and Superman, so they always pushed out Batman and Superman projects, primarily. As far as animation, they were a little bit more opened with their animations. So you got different stories, like the Justice League cartoon on Cartoon Network was amazing. It introduced a lot of DC characters, but not many of them really translated to the big screen. And then they started dipping their toes into television, which was pretty good. Arrow, The Flash, then Supergirl, those were pretty good when they started off, you know. But on the big screen, it was Marvel. Because let me be honest with you, even though the Marvel animated shows were pretty good, and when I say Marvel animated shows, I'm talking about the stuff Marvel put out, not the stuff that they sold the IPs for, like Spider-Man and X-Men, okay? Because they didn't own that. They sold those properties over. I'm talking about their own Marvel Studios animations. They're not bad, but I personally prefer the DC animations more than the Marvel. So I think like what it is when I say that they're trying to be like Marvel is because they're trying to do what Marvel did, which is they introduced characters, they did the whole Avengers thing, and that's what they try to do with the Justice League, which I don't know what took them so long to do that. I think the Justice League should have happened much sooner than later. I don't know why they didn't do it a long time ago. Actually, I do know why, because again, I just explained it. Batman and Superman made them the most money, so why would they do all that? I think they should have started introducing these characters on the big screen a long time ago, like a long time ago. It's like, why didn't you? Why are you guys waiting for now? And then that's why it makes it feel like now they're just trying to get on that same level Marvel's at. But anyways, let me continue this video.
They've done huge things in the past. That's all I want. A new report reveals that Ezra Miller may continue to star as Barry Allen, aka The Flash, in James Gunn's new DCU universe after their solo movie. Ezra Miller may continue to star as The Flash in James Gunn, despite being announced in October 2014. The Flash movie has taken nearly a decade to get to theaters. That's crazy. The Miller cast, as the Scarlet Speedster, The Flash has gone through numerous development stages. Initially slated to release last year, Warner Bros. Discovery pushed The Flash to summer 2023, partially due to the post-production reasons. However, another heated situation regarding the film has been Miller's multiple legal controversies in 2022, while Miller has undergone mental health treatment.
I love that he reads articles like I read articles. Not that well. We at least share that in common, Tyrone. I can't read articles to save my life when I'm doing a stream or a video.
And publicly apologize. The Flash has still been a controversial title. See, you know why people will forgive this? I'm going to tell you why people will forgive this. Here we go. I'm not saying whether it's wrong or right. When you've got mental problems, people see that as like, okay, he's sick. However, when you're shown to be completely sane and you're going around doing this stuff, then you're just a piece of shit. You see?
I get what he's saying, and in a sense, he's not wrong. However, Tyrone, and I don't mean to sound mean when I say this about Ezra, even though I'm sure people really don't care because there's a lot of people in my chat who don't like Ezra anyways, but it's kind of true. You could take one look at Ezra and all the stuff that, you know, has been said and things that we've seen and all this. Ezra definitely has some mental health issues. Okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Ezra Miller definitely has some mental health issues. Here's an argument from all of the I hate to say it, please don't come for me, but I have to be like that person just so you guys have an understanding of why what he said, in my opinion, does not apply to Ezra. Okay? Ezra is queer, and some people feel like being queer is a mental health issue. I just want to point that out. Right? I just want to point that out. That people think that, right? There are some people who think that people who are non-binary, homosexual, transsexual, it's a mental health issue. There are people like that who feel that way. So if that is the case, by that logic, then Ezra Miller does have mental health issues. Right? By that logic, by that admission, if that's how people feel, which, by the way, a lot of people who point out Ezra Miller's sexuality or gender identity, because they talk about it, right? So people like that tend to think that way. That people who are non-binary or queer or trans, whatever, that they are mentally ill. So again, by that omission, yes, Ezra has mental health issues. If that is the case, right? Right? Just saying, being the other side of an argument here. But even though I don't believe that, by the way, even though I don't believe that, I'm still saying you could tell that Ezra was going through some stuff. I mean, there have been people, again, these are people who have ignored a lot of the facts that were put out there. Grace Randolph was the one who actually first said it when she covered the Ezra Miller stuff, like last year. She had basically said that Ezra was in Hawaii because they were there mourning. They were suffering from a loss and grieving. They were not mentally doing well. That was said like when the Hawaii stuff was happening, before the grooming accusations, before the kidnapping accusations, before the stealing of the alcohol, before any of that. When they were first getting in trouble in Hawaii, multiple people were saying Ezra was going through something. So when you say, well, if you're out there acting normal, Ezra was not acting normal, Tyrone. Ezra was not acting normal. And here's the thing. Do you even know what normal is for Ezra? Because I don't think you've met Ezra Miller to know if Ezra's norm was being normal or not. I don't know. I don't know if anyone. I can't even say that. I can't even say that Ezra was acting normal. I don't know Ezra Miller. So say, well, when you got somebody out there acting normal and doing stuff, you're just a piece of shit. But we don't know that. We don't know Ezra's personality. We don't know Ezra personally. So I don't know if that's normal for Ezra Miller because we don't know Ezra Miller like that. How about this? When Ezra Miller finally persons up, I almost misgendered them. I try not to. When Ezra Miller persons up and buys me a bubble tea, I will let you know if that's normal for Ezra Miller. Girl, you know what normal behavior is. But hold on. Like Andy said, what is normal? Abomination, I'm not fucking normal. I'm not a normal human being. I don't exhibit normal human behavior. And I'm proud of that. Because that makes me unique. Makes me a little crazy to some. But to me, I'm normal to me. But to you, I'm not normal. Have y'all watch my channel, right? Y'all watch me stream. Do I come off as a normal person? Do I have normal behaviors? I am far from normal. I am far from normal. And here's the thing. He might choke you if you don't like the flavor, though. Hey, you clearly didn't see my YouTube short. I'm down. Yes, normal is subjective. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, though, is that when people say that, it's like, but you don't know if that's normal for Ezra. You don't know Ezra. You don't know if if this is Ezra 24/7. You don't know Ezra. I don't know Ezra. So for all I know, that could be normal for Ezra, sure. But to say that shit was normal, that's what I'm like, that's disingenuous, my dude. You know that shit ain't normal. You know all the shit that went down in Hawaii, that wasn't normal. Like, bar fights are normal for me, right? Because I've had this discussion with people who argue with me, right? Because I was like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with getting into bar fights. Well, violence isn't the answer, Saggy. It is when you're under the influence and you're dealing with a bunch of friggin' assholes who don't know how to handle their liquor. That shit's normal. Where I come from, bar fights happen every goddamn night. Okay? Every Wednesday night, I would go to a karaoke and at least one person get into a fight. If I stay there long enough, somebody's getting into a fight. Usually happens around last call because, you know, everybody's already drunk. But bar fights happen, y'all. So to me, bar fighting in Hawaii, that's normal shit to me. That's normal for me. So that's why I didn't give a shit that they were getting in bar fights. That shit was normal to me. What wasn't normal was how they reacted when the cops had arrived. That sounded to me like somebody who was like literally having like a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? That the aftermath of the bar fight was what made me think something's going on, right? But bar fighting ain't shit to me. Sorry, y'all want me to be outraged that an actor is getting into bar fights. I'm not. That's my take. I don't give a shit. Bar fights happen. I've been in bar fights, so what? So y'all should just cancel me on YouTube. How dare I get into bar fights and smack somebody up? I didn't kill nobody. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't get arrested. The other person didn't get arrested. See, out here, when bar fights happen, the cops show up. They say, does anyone want to press charges? Most of the time, people say no. And then, okay, have a good night. Well, the cops don't even ask if anyone wants to press charges. They understand that they're just drunk people being stupid, and they send you home. Go home. That's what they tell us. Just go home. Break it up. Go home. We're here. Go home. They don't want to do paperwork. So again, what's normal to some people is not normal to other people. So when you have somebody here saying, well, if you're out there being normal and you're doing this shit, you're a piece of, you're doing this stuff, you're a piece of shit. And I'm sitting there like, but that shit was not normal. Nothing that Ezra did was fucking normal. Like normal human behavior. Like, hold on. Abomination said, you know normal human behavior. You're right. And that's why I know that that shit was not normal for Ezra. Because the Ezra that most people see and most people talk about is the Ezra who's very nice, very calm, very happy, very spiritual, blah, blah. Then you see another side of Ezra that nobody saw, and you're just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not normal for Ezra Miller. Because if you see how Ezra interacts with fans, like legit fans, this is a little odd, right? A little odd, a little awkward. Ezra says some things where you're just like, what did you just say? I'm confused. Like the one that the fan was like, do you want to knock me out? Or he said, you want me to knock you out? Right? And then everyone made a huge deal about that. Like to everybody else that was with, that fan loved it. That fan loved that interaction. Like that fan was like, yo, I just met Ezra Miller and he was like, you want to knock me out? And I'm like, yes, knock me the fuck out. Like the fan loved that. But to everyone else, they try to make that into something it wasn't. They try to make it into, oh, look at Ezra Miller threatening a fan. And then they only showed that first clip and didn't show the rest of it, where the fan was like, I love that he said he was going to knock me out. That fan was happy as hell that they met Ezra Miller. So I'm just saying, again, I'm going on this rant, this long-winded rant about how, like, we don't know what's normal for Ezra because we don't personally know Ezra. But if we're going to go by what we know, before Ezra nuked social media, I followed Ezra. I saw the videos of their interactions with people and how they were very nice and how people were happy to see Ezra hanging out with random people all the time, just being normal, or what I would say normal person hanging out with normal people, taking videos and pictures, just, you know. And then the shit happened in Hawaii. And then it's like, yeah. So Tyrone, if you thought that was a normal, if somebody was being normal and doing that shit, first of all, doing that shit ain't normal, regardless. Like, I don't even know how you can be like, if you're out there being normal, like, bro, here's the thing. Mental health issues, for those of you who don't know, and I know y'all know this, so I don't have to spit, but people who have mental health issues don't always show it. It's internalized. All right? I have mental health issues, and sometimes you can tell. Like sometimes y'all can tell when it comes out. But for the most part, most people don't know how bad or how good my mental health issues are because I don't talk about it. I don't act like it. Again, you're now assuming to know how people are supposed to behave when they're having mental health issues, and that's not okay. Just because somebody has mental health issues doesn't mean they have to exhibit it all the time. For all you know, Ezra might have been somebody who had mental health issues and kept that shit internally. For all you know, maybe they coped with it by self-harming. You don't know Ezra Miller. I don't know Ezra Miller. But at least I'm giving Ezra Miller the benefit of the doubt that I'd give to anyone. Like, yeah, if you have mental health issues and you come out and say it, like, I'll believe you. Because all that shit that happened with Ezra Miller wasn't fucking normal. It wasn't normal, people. Sorry. I went on that big ass rant. Let me continue this damn video.
You see the difference? And that's why people will be able to forgive and bring him back. As long as he's apologized and he's taken the steps to get his mental health correct, people will let him back.
Yes, as everyone should want. If you, like, Tyrone, honey. Tell me you ain't never fucked up in your life and lost some people over that shit. And you wish that now that you are grown and you know better, that those people would forgive you and take you back. Like, again, yes, that's how it works. That's how forgiveness works, is you see somebody say, take accountability, get help if they need it, and change. Yes, I will forgive anyone who does that. Because that's the same respect that I would want to get if and when I do the same shit, when I fuck up. Right? Because I fucked up. You guys know about my fuck ups. But you're here. Right? I was a piece of shit person. And I don't even blame my mental health issues on the shit I used to do back in the day when I used to be a fucking actual bully and fucking dumb shit I did. Right? I don't even say, oh, my mental health made me do that. No, that was me. That was me not having a mental health issue. I was just a shitty person. But I admitted to it. I didn't need help because it wasn't like I was a mental wreck when I did it. I just got better and grew from it. So does that mean you guys shouldn't give me a chance? Do you guys forgive me for the shit I've done, even though you weren't there for it, you didn't see it, but I've told you about it? Do you guys forgive me? Do you think I'm still that awful person I used to be that did all those awful things? Watch somebody be smart in my chat and say, yes, I'm going to slap you. I'm going to show you the bad person. No, I'm just playing. But you get what I'm saying? This is why I'm, I guess, a simp for Ezra Miller, because I can empathize with Ezra Miller. It's not simping, it's being empathetic. It's understanding that people are fucked up and flawed. They have past, they have trauma. And they need help. And I'm always willing to give somebody at least a second chance. Because here's the thing, people are like, oh, Ezra got a chance, 100 million chances. No. Well, the choking incident where the woman definitely should have pressed charges, but she didn't for some crazy reason. And then, like, how many years later now wants to bring it up again? Even though back then, I guarantee you, when it first came out, it was already investigated, it was already talked about, and it already was done. Oh, well, Ben thinks that Ezra paid him off. I mean, that's a possibility too. And then, of course, all these other headlines and accusations. This came out recently, so what was the chance? This is the first big issue. This was like, holy crap, accusations after accusations, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. All in 1 year. All in a few months. Every day, something new came out about Ezra Miller. That was wild. So it's not like Ezra got a million chances. People were investigating what the fuck was going on with Ezra Miller. And they investigated. They got Ezra's side, find out what happens, and they made a decision. And my guess is a lot of the accusations were fucking bullshit. And the only ones that Ezra had to deal with were the ones that Ezra went to court for. I'm not a simp, Ezra. I'm not an Ezra simp. I barely know them. No, I empathize with Ezra. I empathize with anybody. I empathize with a lot of people. So it's like, I love it how anytime it's a celebrity, I'm a simp. But I'd have the same level of compassion and empathy for anybody. Because, you know, we're all people. We're all humans. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter if you're a YouTuber. It doesn't matter if you're just a viewer in the chat. It doesn't matter if you're just a random Twitter user. If you're going through it, you're fucking going through it. I'm more forgiving than I should be. And that sometimes bites me in the ass. But I'm not going to stop having compassion and empathy for people because y'all won't have that empathy and compassion. So if y'all don't want to have empathy and compassion for Ezra Miller, that is your prerogative. I still will. And you can judge me for it all you want because Ezra's buying me a bubble tea someday. So fuck you. You guys don't get bubble tea from a celebrity, but I will. Do you know why? Because y'all are assholes. I love you, Nerdette. I just want to say I love you. I saw in the chat. I want to say I love
As The Flash is on its way, a new report has emerged about Miller's potential future with the franchise. According to Variety, they are hearing that various Warner Bros.
Wait. Can we go back to that? What did he say?
They are.
Oh, I like that.
Hearing that various Warner Bros. Executives are amenable to continuing with the actor after The Flash. It's unclear if the executives in question are CEO David Zaslav or Warner Bros. Pictures heads Michael DeLuca and Pam Abity. Despite their legal troubles, there have been certain.
Speaking of legal troubles, hold on. So Andy says they went to court and they were fined and are on probation for a year. And Ernie says that ain't shit, Andy. Ernie, that is shit. That is shit. What do you mean? That goes on their record. They're on probation for a year. Which means if they get in trouble at all within a year, they're going to jail. Okay? It doesn't even matter. Like, even if somebody fucked with Ezra and they were in the fault, if Ezra has cops called, the probation officer could decide to just let them go to jail. Ezra might have to take drug testing. They might have to have a curfew. You don't know what their probation is really, but I can guarantee you it's not fucking fun. Just because they're not in jail doesn't mean probation is fun. It doesn't mean probation. A probation is like, hey, we're going to give you a chance to not fuck up. We're giving you a chance to not go to jail. Don't fuck it up. The best thing anyone could hope for is probation. But probation still sucks. Because even though you're not in prison, you still have to answer to somebody. You still have to keep contact with your probation officer friggin' daily. Some of them daily, you have to talk to your probation officer. You have to check in. Maybe for Ezra it's weekly, but probation's not fun. You're bored? You're bored of Ezra? Okay, bye, Jim. You're a poopy head. Much love to Jim. Probation is dumb, but probation sucks. Yeah, you break probation, it usually ends really badly. Yeah, because the thing that Ezra was in trouble for, Ezra could have faced up to 25 years. Okay? You break probation, I guarantee you Ezra's doing 25 years. I guarantee you. If Ezra breaks probation, Ezra's doing 25 years. No ifs, ands, or but. I put money on that.
Certain. There have been uncertainty about whether Miller will continue portraying Barry Allen after the solo movie. Well, I guess we're just going to have to see.
Yes,
so,
shall go.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay.
On, you guarantee me Ezra won't what? Do 25 years if they break probation? Honey, you do know what probation is, right? They bank on if they mess up probation. I guarantee you they would love for Ezra to fuck up probation. I'm saying, I guarantee you if Ezra fucks up probation, they're going to jail for 25 years.
Okay, so, I mean, well, we're just going to have to see, folks.
Oh, no, Ezra ain't going to get in trouble. I guarantee you Ezra's going to stay out of trouble. Ezra's gonna
what
stay
to
out of
say.
trouble.
I just I see where it's going.
Where's it going?
And I just don't have a good feeling overall about both universes, Marvel or DC. I don't. And but I will continue to give you my opinions and what I think on these situations going.
Okay. I mean, I can't be mad at it. Okay. He said DC and Marvel. He said I don't know what DC and Marvel. Okay. That's not a bad way to end. I mean, I expected him to go in on Ezra more. He didn't. So I think it wasn't a bad video. He didn't go in on Ezra as hard as I expected. But there are things I do disagree with him on. Ezra is going to be the Flash forever. No one can be the Flash forever. Stop making promises for somebody else that you can't keep. No, I promise you. Well, see, what do you mean? I can keep it. You know what? I'm gonna go and bother Ezra to get me a bubble tea. And here's the thing. I thought so. Y'all want to see something funny? Y'all want to see something funny? I don't know how. I was expecting backlash from this video. I don't know how long this video is going to be up. I'm not even going to lie. But I made this video and I said, oh, this video. And I even titled it, this video is going to get me canceled. Because it comes off very insensitive. But for those of you who watch me, you know the joke. Because you know how everyone brings up the choking stuff with Ezra. And I always made the joke like Ezra could choke me. So I made that literal. I made that literal. Oh my god, I said I'm getting canceled for that fucking video. Oh man. Ezra won't break 25 years for breaking conditions. Ernie, okay. All right, Ernie. That was terrible. Oh man. I was scared. I'm like, I hope no one gets offended. I hope no one gets offended by it, but I was laughing. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, yo, what? It was funny. And when we talk about, listen, I don't care what y'all say. I saw that choking video so many times, man. That chick, look, listen, some people just need it. Some people just need it. I know I do. Listen, why is Abomination and Mo Moon getting on me right now? Why are you guys tag teaming? Do it. I'll report you to the police. Shao Gals is like, I listen, sometimes I have ideas in my head that I think are funny, and I take a risk. Okay? I take a risk. Okay? No, end the stream. No, I'm not ending the stream. When you tell me to end the stream, I keep the stream going. I mean, I don't have anything else to react to. I was just really freaking bored. Like, really bored. I tried to do a blood sports on the Twatas. It didn't work out well. The person ended up basically not being a good combatant. And I was very disappointed. I tried. And I said, you know what? I got nothing to talk about today. Let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, Ezra Miller, because everybody loves it when I talk about Ezra Miller so they can tell me how much I'm simping and how wrong I am and how I don't know what I'm talking about and that's not how it works, Saggy, and you don't know things. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see, because it's getting close. We are very close. I don't watch the Super Bowl, Sean. I'm not really into football, but I will be watching for that trailer. I will tell you that. I will be there waiting for that trailer to drop. I was just going to say that is the trailer for The Flash is coming out very soon. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just a trailer. I'm not that excited for trailers, to be honest with you. I'm excited to see if we're going to see more than what the teaser gave us, because we got a teaser, but I want to see what a full trailer for The Flash looks like. I know everyone's talking about it. I know that everyone's saying that, you know, people who've done the test screening said it was a really good movie. Again, Ezra. I know Ezra Miller don't watch my channel. I don't know why. Ezra, you should be watching my channel. I'm like your biggest simp. And apparently I've been shipped with you. So what's up? But Ezra, if you hear this, I'm going to say this one more time. Please, 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 you better be good in this movie. You are playing 3 different Barry Allens. I'm going to need you to like overperform, okay? I'm going to need this movie to be good so I can just like have a gotcha on people. So I'm being really petty. I do hope the best for you, but like, can you just do that for me? I need this movie to be successful. I need this movie to be great. And if it's not great, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. I'm going to take a break from YouTube. No one's going to see me or hear from me for a while. So Ezra, I'm going to need you to get your shit together and make this movie needs to be really freaking good. Okay? And I'm never going to stop hunting you down for bubble tea. I swear I'm going to find you, Ezra. I know where you are, Ezra. I know where you are. And I'm going to come get that bubble tea. I'm going to drag your ass as tall as you are and as short as I am. I'm going to drag you to the nearest bubble tea shop. And you are going to say, hi, I'm Ezra Miller. And this is my friend, Saggy Melons. She would like a bubble tea. I'm be like, no, Ezra, I want 2 bubble teas. And then you'll never have to talk to me again. That's all I want in my life. That's the only thing I want. That's not much to ask for, guys. Mo Moon, I'm not associated with Saggy. Listen, Mo Moon loves me. And I love Mo Moon. He likes to give me shit in the chat, but I love him and he loves me. It's fine. My tears, listen. Abomination, you don't want to see me cry. I am a very ugly crier. Okay? My tears aren't turning nobody on, okay? When I cry, I have to avoid looking at mirrors because I will be so disgusted with my face, I might get even more depressed, okay? You don't want to see me cry. I don't wish that on anybody. I have an ugly cry girl face, okay? You know how there are people, some women who cry, they're pretty cries. I am the opposite. I am an ugly crier. You don't want to see me cry. I don't wish that on anyone, including Ezra Miller. It's not a pretty sight, okay? It's not pretty at all. You want to them, Ezra can give you that. I really need a laugh. I'm glad you need a laugh, Tigress. I need a laugh too, because let me tell you, my headaches, 2 days in a row, I've had massive headaches. So, Saggy is an ugly talker. We don't want to see her crying. Wow. You ain't wrong, though. I've been having my ugly girl days lately. I haven't even done no makeup, nothing. I just been bumming it. I just been a bum. I'm okay with that. Sometimes you gotta be a bum, guys. Tomorrow, though, I won't be a bum because I'm gonna have a guest on. And I will tell you who the guest is so y'all can stop speculating. I'm going to have a man on the channel tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. His name is Sean O'Rourke. And Sean works in the entertainment industry and has worked on many movies throughout his career. He's been in many movies in his career. So he will be here tomorrow. We'll do a getting to know Sean O'Rourke and chat with him about his experience in the industry and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. But Sean will be here tomorrow. You guys will get to meet him. He is really cool. He's really down to earth. He's amazing. And yeah, that's who's going to be on the channel tomorrow. As far as an update on the other person you guys want to see, I said this yesterday or last night, I should say. I will let you know when that person is ready. Don't you worry about it. I am not 4'9". That is not true. I'm 5'3". But yeah, so that's what's going on tomorrow, guys. So if you're interested in meeting Sean, he will be here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be my stream, probably my only stream. Hope God knows I've been streaming multiple times a day lately. I'm that bored right now. So hopefully tonight I won't be booting up a live stream at like 12 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I'm 5'3". Shut up. I'm short. It's going to be Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, isn't it? No, it's not going to be Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. It's not going to be Andy. Stop. Eyes only. It's not. His name is Sean. Sean O'Rourke. I'm not 4'9". Momoon, you're 4'9". Okay, you're short. How about that? But thank you guys for being here, keeping me entertained for a while. I'm still bored, but not really that bored. I'm bored of streaming right now. Is the next guest Ezra Miller? I think if Ezra Miller was going to do a YouTube guest appearance, I don't think I should be the first. I would definitely throw my hat in for Poindexter Lounge or the Film Junkie to be the first YouTube appearance for Ezra Miller. Ezra's always welcome on my channel, but I think for the first time, I think there are other content creators out there who have been also, quote, simping for Ezra Miller, who definitely deserve to have Ezra on their channel. So I would definitely say Dave the Film Junkie or Poindexter Lounge, because they have been also pretty much supportive and understanding of Ezra's situation. So that would be that. See, I just want the bubble tea. I don't want Ezra on my channel. I literally just have a bubble tea addiction. You guys really think I joke about that, but I don't. By the way, you can contribute to the bubble tea addiction by, by grifting GoFundMe, because that's still a thing. And there you go. No, did not know SAG. Okay, I'm leaving because Momo is being mean. All right, love you guys. Thank you for being here and keeping me company. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And you guys have a good rest of your frigging night. Goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. Goodbye.
君の虜になって